Why Singaporeans work with their heads, not their hearts?
How Singapore's opposition hopes to loosen the PAP's 66-year grip on power. The Workers' Party aims to build on its gains. Tan Cheng Bok's PSP is back in the fray too. Can they chip away at the PAP's supermajority? In Singapore, whenever an election looms, talk is never about whether the ruling party will lose power. Rather, attention centers on how much or little support the opposition can prize from the People's Action Party's PAP firm grasp to advance its chances. After 66 years in power, the PAP is one of the longest ruling parties among modern parliamentary democracies. If it wins the coming 14th general election, it is on track to become the longest governing party in history. Only Mexico's Institutional Revolutionary Party, which led the country for 71 years,
don't give the opposition a free pass. I know some Singaporeans want the PAP to continue to govern, but they say, let's also have some alternative voices in Parliament. I understand this sentiment. In fact, we already have a sizable opposition in Parliament today. The number of opposition MPs have increased steadily, election after election, and in the last GE, the numbers almost doubled. So the opposition is here to stay, and they are determined, they really want to grow. You look at the Workers' Party.
We've put out our vision of at least 1/3 of the MPs in Parliament being opposition MPs, so we have a difference of opinion there as to what is sufficient at this point in time in terms of the evolution of our political systems. But I would share with the voters that when you compare people, you are comparing a WP slate that is going to compare against the PAP backbenchers. So it's backbencher versus backbencher, because the Workers' Party are not going to be in government. So what my proposition to voters to consider is to understand that backbencher for backbencher, you've got a serious choice there. And the Workers' Party has put forward a serious slate of individuals so that Singaporeans can consider the choice carefully. And I respect whatever choice Singaporeans make.
Most of their MPs are staying put in their wards to secure their seats in Parliament, those the existing MPs. As one of their candidates said, these are their safe seats. So Workers' Party has safe seats. So they stay put in their safe seats. Their new candidates are fielded elsewhere so that they can break new ground, hopefully, and they can increase their seats in Parliament. You have a new opposition party. You may have heard of them, RDU, Red Dot United. They are mounting a strong fight. In fact, they have the second highest number of candidates after the WP. RDU, a very new party, the second highest number of candidates at 15. And then you have the other opposition parties, PSP, SDP, NSP. They all are pushing hard, each one contesting at least 10 seats. You add them all up, WP, RDU, PSP, SDP, NSP, it is a formidable challenge.
First of all, we want free education for every Singaporean child, from pre-nursery up to childcare, up to polytechnic, up to university. Education costs and the fear of not being able to provide well for their children is the main reason we have come across from parents as to why they are reluctant to start families. Secondly, we are going to pursue a policy of providing free school meals for children in schools. And this is going to be regardless of your parental or family income. We are not going to have the stigma of having some children being given coupons to line up at the canteen for food, whilst others do not qualify because they come from families with higher income. We do not want that division. We do not want any stigma involved. But we find that many families struggle, especially in these times of high cost of living, to provide balanced, nutritious meals for their children, which has a great impact on their concentration and learning. And this is a cost-effective investment which goes a long way towards the future productivity of that child and the future prosperity of our nation. And finally, we are going to pursue a policy where every child in Singapore from birth will enjoy free healthcare. In fact, PA believes that free healthcare must be made available to every Singaporean regardless of age.
And that's why from the beginning I've said it will be a tough contest, and I don't assume the PAP will automatically win. And that's why we will work extra hard to earn your confidence and trust. The opposition also says don't give a blank check for the PAP. Yes, look at the PAP candidates, consider them carefully. But I would also say, don't give the opposition a free pass. Apply the same standards to them as you do to the PAP in terms of integrity, competence, and readiness to serve. Choose individuals of character whom you believe will serve you, your family, your constituency, and our nation well.
But it was the PAP's profligate spending that has caused it to have to raise the GST. What do I mean? Take for instance, the Founders Memorial. If you go to Marina Barrage, you will see a section being cordoned off under construction right now. How much will this memorial cost you? A cool $335 million. And by the time that project is finished, it could cost a lot more. And the memorial is one of those nice to have things, but one that benefits the people very little. Now in 2022, it pledged nearly $1 billion with a B. It pledged $1 billion to the Singapore Press Holdings, bailing out the company that is hemorrhaging money because no one is reading its newspapers. And remember how the government recently wasted $40 million on the failed Simply Go system. The high cost of living that you are struggling with is not due to some global trends as Mr. Lawrence Wong would have us believe, but in fact the PAP's very own making. But more importantly, what I want to tell you is that these increases can be reversed. This is why you need SDP MPs in the next parliament. We will not be fearful when it comes to engaging the PAP on the cost of living. And we will push the government to lower expenses. Costly, wasteful spending on unnecessary projects that don't add value to your lives will be called out. And we will scrutinize the PAP spending. We will lay out clearly where and how the PAP has gone wrong, and more importantly, how we can take our nation back on the winning path again.
When the election is over, after all the excitement, the real contest is not the PAP versus the opposition. It is Singapore versus the world. It is our little red dot versus a dangerous and troubled world. There will be many external forces that pull our population in different directions. You look at global developments, war in Europe, war in Gaza, in the Middle East. Something can happen in our part of the world in Asia. People will have different views about these developments. Under normal circumstances, we can discuss them and we can forge a national consensus. But in the heat of an election campaign, it is easy for issues to get stirred up. And if we are not careful, this can be exploited and we will end up pitting Singaporeans one against another. We will end up dividing and weakening us. So I say to all political parties in this election, let's Make sure that in everything we do, we always uphold multiracial politics. Make sure that in everything we do, we always uphold multiracial politics. Do not inflame sensitive issues. Make sure that politics stops at the water's edge, meaning when it comes to our national interests, our sovereignty, our security, our place in the world, don't use domestic politics to divide Singaporeans. There must be unity. Don't use domestic politics to divide Singaporeans. There must be unity. Because whatever our differences, at the end of the day, we are all Singaporeans first and foremost.
Hey, hello friends, we come to the end already. Have you subscribed yet? Yes, press the subscribe button and the like button and the share button. Thank you and have a nice day.